a living wage. Oh, to get him through, get him through, get him through, get him through. Everybody needs a living wage.
Mayday, Mayday, May 1st. Mayday, Mayday, May 1st, 2009 is the day we've been waiting for to march City Hall and get the message out. Get the message out. Get the message out to the mayor, the officials, supervisors here in San Francisco, and then most importantly, this is only a part of a U.S.-wide effort to get Barack Obama to get the message for immigration reform. So we're here at Dolores Park, and we're going to go march down to our City Hall.
Miedo siempre que se pueda, son cosas de las que hay que aprender. No me quedo yo con los palitos, nosotros y la queremos luchar. ¡Que vivan los latinos, señores! La gente de Colombia.
The right to not have fools bust our heads and tell us whether we can work or not. The right to a living wage. Yeah! Of high-level orders, people was once again met by 1,000 armed police and armed goons and militia with automatic weapons, with tear gas, with chemical weapons. And these strikes continued for 3 months under these conditions, brothers and sisters. And the bosses then made concessions, they thought, to Longshore. And Harry Bridges responded in the following way. What did Harry say? And what did Harry want? He said, this is not just about Longshore. This is not only about the maritime. This is a great and mighty union, said Harry Bridges. Brothers and sisters, 1% of our population owns more than 95% of the rest of us put together. And right now, the ganker banksters who are relying on finance capital, on finance fictive capital, destroying productive forces, destroying jobs, destroying our living standards, eliminating the gains of 100 years, brothers and sisters. They have bankrupted our society. And what is the response of our so-called leaders? $13.1 trillion into the hands of these same banker gangsters. $13.1 trillion without strings attached, brothers and sisters. But there's no money for jobs. There's no money for housing. There's no money for schools. We need, brothers and sisters, our mobilization on the backs of 1934, the legacy of 1934, brothers and sisters. We are going to fight right now. We are ILWU Local 10, ILWU 34, ILWU Local 91. We're in a struggle to preserve that hall, to prevent the same developers from demolishing it, to take our history from us like they did when they tried to move May Day to so-called Labor Day, to deny us our history across national frontiers, brothers and sisters. Right at this moment, working people are under fire. Jobs, housing, schools, $13.1 trillion for the bankers. What is $1 trillion? It's $1,000 a minute since the birth of Jesus. You mean to say that we don't have the money produced from our labor to rebuild the infrastructure of our cities, to build housing that workers can afford, to have schools that don't fall down around the heads of the teachers and students who inhabit them, brothers and sisters? This is the lesson of 34. It's a struggle of working people to take back our gains, to take back our society, to take power for working people where it belongs, brothers and sisters. May Day, 1934, 2009, La Lucha Continua.
And we have to acknowledge that it's the new immigrant workforce that's revitalized the history of the struggles around May Day. So we thank you, mainly you out there, the immigrant workers who've come forward to raise the banner once again of the international working class. Estoy enfermo. Administration is no longer in power. The Obama administration is continuing these imperialist wars in the Middle East. It's got to stop. This year we are out protesting against the war on terror. It was initiated under the Bush administration, but it is continuing. Yes, Obama has pledged to end torture, waterboarding. But there are many other aspects of the war on terror that's directed against the working class. That's the essence of this attack, the war on terror. We're out here to try to defend immigrant workers where Migra, the ICE, is raiding factories and raiding people's homes, splitting up families. It's unconscionable what's happening, and we have to unite together to defend immigrant workers.
There's no better place to be on this day than here in the rain, celebrating international workers' solidarity and calling for unconditional amnesty for immigrant workers in this country.
No hay un mejor otro lugar que estar aquí bajo la lluvia en este Día Internacional de los Trabajadores, en solidaridad todos nosotros y en especial demandando la amnistía incondicional para todos los trabajadores inmigrantes.
But the sun is shining in Havana, where hundreds of thousands of people are celebrating May 1st, and in Venezuela, and all over Latin America, and all over Europe and Africa. And though we may not be large in numbers, we are part of a community of human beings across the planet who are standing up and demanding economic justice, who are speaking out against racism, who are speaking out against war. Say that even though we experienced a major victory with the election of President Obama, and you know this, the ILWU knows this, the immigrant rights movement knows this, now is not the time to stop. Now is not the time to go home. Now is the time to increase and accelerate the pressure for unconditional amnesty, for immigrants' rights, for economic justice, for workers' rights, against racism, for the abolition of prisons, for freedom for the Cuban Five.
Todos reconocemos que fue una gran e importante victoria.
For an end not only to the war in Iraq, but an end to the war in Afghanistan, and an end to the war on our Palestinian sisters and brothers in Gaza. Thank you very much.
I want to say thank you for keeping the spirit of May Day alive. That keeps the workers, the honors workers, and it also keeps us connected to our immigrant roots, which we have great pride in. I feel bad for those families that have lost their homes, lost their pensions, and lost their family savings. But I have to stop and think. I only wish they were watching more carefully we're watching the borders. Don't you agree? Don't you agree that the real damage is being done by people wearing elegant suits and flying in private jets? Not the people coming to this country with only the clothes on their backs to look for honest work. Now we have public hysteria about the swine flu, and it is not wasted on us that, again, the response to this public health issue is to secure the borders. Is it the real threat, brothers and sisters, that we are funding an illegal war and we don't have a just healthcare system for all?
Muy buenas tardes, muy buenas tardes. Somos, para avisarles, somos un grupo aquí de sindicalistas del 1021, un local de trabajadores conscientes, militantes y al pie del cañón. De parte de nosotros como sindicato, queremos tomar un punto. Primero, como trabajadores aquí de familias inmigrantes, recibimos con mucho orgullo otras familias de todas las naciones. No es un asunto de tratar de parar a nadie. Nosotros nos conocimos y conocemos nuestras vidas en los pueblos, y por eso nunca vamos a dar las espaldas a otros migrantes, otros pueblos que buscan lo mismo. ¿Por qué es que estamos aquí en este país? ¿Por qué es? 500 años de saqueo, de conquistadores, 500 años de países dominantes que han sacado todos los recursos de nuestros países de origen. 500 años todavía están el saqueo ahora de nuestra propia sangre para un mano de obra barato. Entonces, ¿cuál debe de ser la actitud de trabajadores aquí sindicalizados? ¿Verdad? ¿Cuál debe de ser? De ser racistas y dar la espalda, de parar otro trabajador de tomar suficiente trabajo para comer. No, señor y señoras, nosotros como trabajadores conscientes lo recibimos porque sabemos las razones porque nos salimos de nuestros países son las mismas razones porque nos quitan trabajo aquí. Es un sistema que saca todo de nosotros, la clase trabajadora, y lo manda a los ricos y los elíteres, ¿sí o no? Entonces, para la solución de todos es lucha. Una de esas luchas era como la lucha contra la privatización de Pemex. En esta lucha, estos compañeros, hicimos una lucha en nuestro sindicato para asegurar que íbamos a apoyar la lucha contra la privatización de Pemex. Se paró, pero seguimos luchando. Pero no es nomás de mexicanos, es de todos los países. Todo lo que ocurrió a México también ocurrió a El Salvador, a Argentina, a China, a los vietnameses. Por eso damos las gracias a todos, reconociendo a estos trabajadores, y que tengan muy buen día del 1 de mayo. Muchas gracias de parte de los sindicalistas de 1021.
Trabajadores de la cadena de restaurantes El Balazo mientras estos comenzaban su turno laboral. Desde entonces estos trabajadores han estado luchando fuertemente para no ser deportados y permanecer con sus hijos, que son ciudadanos y los cuales no conocen otra patria más que esta que procura deportar a sus padres. Su lucha es nuestra lucha, su causa es nuestra causa. Como si no fuese suficiente que hagamos los trabajos más duros y nos paguen con una miseria, ICE llega a nuestros lugares de trabajo, a nuestras casas mientras dormimos, y nos arrestan y nos humillan como si fuésemos criminales. Crimen es separar a los padres de sus hijos y deportarlos. Crimen es usar el dinero de los trabajadores para salvar los negocios de los ricos, mientras estos intentan detener que nos organicemos para que no podamos exigir una mejor condición laboral y mejores salarios. Nosotros no somos criminales, nosotros hemos venido a este país a buscar una mejor oportunidad para nuestras familias. Somos quienes cosechamos los tomates, quienes limpiamos las casas, lavamos los autos, servimos las mesas y colaboramos con millones de dólares en impuestos cada año para este país. Por esa razón, ya basta que nos quieran dejar en la parte de atrás del autobús, porque no lo vamos a dejar, no lo vamos a seguir tolerando.